Hi everyone. It is now very clear what is really going on between 40% content creator and the Cynthia Morgan and Peter P. Square saga. So there's something we call narcissistic rage. So a narcissist, they love control even when they shouldn't have it. So they use all sort of manipulation to establish control. When being fact checked, they go into an episode that you won't even be able to explain what is going on. Because tell me, why will a grown man put his hand in his nose, spit on his phone, and then bring huge buckets of water in a room and dip himself inside while wearing an underwear, and in the same water that he's sitting down inside, he drinks it? There is no logical explanation, so don't stress yourself. That is simply narcissistic rage. A narcissist who is losing control. And in my previous video, I told people specifically not to drop buckets because there's a reason. This content creator understood that the narrative was changing. People were beginning to see the true picture. Engagement was going on in several people's comments where people were educating themselves. The only way to block that discourse is to spam their comments. Go and drop buckets, go and drop buckets. Because can you imagine if you're trying to read through comments and you're just scrolling through buckets and through buckets, it kills the discourse. That is why he brought out that bucket scenario. And that's why I was very, very strict on it. That on my page, you will not drop any nonsense bucket. He's killing the discourse. He's killing the back and forth interaction for people where logical people can educate the gullible ones. That is exactly what he's doing. But today's video is not about him. Today's video is about 40% and his new spokesperson. So here comes this guy who said he has built a platform based on truth and saying the real thing. I don't see any of that. I'm sorry. You're just another one of them. But like I said, I never came for 40%. I was only spilling the facts. And you say, oh, I've got to use ChatGPT, this, that. Am I supposed to call a graphic designer to design graphics so that I can use for my video editing? But I'm not even here to educate you on anything there. But on this case, I want you to listen to this guy's video and then let's discuss it.
So I was on the phone call with Jude. And I said, me, I don't believe. He said, Saddam, I'm going to give you access. Jude said, that 30 million. Say I already told Brenda actually that he should pick up the challenge. But he's also telling me that I should pick up the challenge. That anybody that wants to challenge, that whatever access you want to the catalog of this person that is not printed, he will give you direct access to the distro. Let you can do. Let them give you the breakdown of her finance scenes. Everything you want, he'll give it to you. Mr. Man that said you want to put 30 million. You say a own percentage from my he said that 20%, though. Say you do 40%. So when I asked her, I was like, please, I want to know. Because me, my reputation is at stake. There's something I protect more than my reputation. I'm not being paid. I'm not asking for anything. But once I do know that the community are built, the community bent on truth. And I asked this question, I say, Augusta, in the course of your dealings with P-Square, have you ever been involved in money laundering? Have you ever, by one way, used to adapt account, collect money for people? I know how the industry did. He boss laugh. He did laugh. He says, Saddam, with God in everything, I have never been involved. That our money is clean money. Is it that offers like that have come? Yes, but I've never been involved. Our money is clean money. And if you go and check the charge in the FCC, they use money laundering and everything, fraud and this and that. But if you go and check, read it, at the end you see that there's nothing like that money laundering. I have never done that. And I said, okay, every other thing is now, let us talk. Because that's now on that basis on which I can now hear your side of the story. Because
so you heard for yourself, he placed the phone call to 40%, right? Phone call. And we're discussing a case of revenue, fraud allegations, misappropriation of funds. All you needed was a phone call. I was hoping that he would say, oh, they sent me a bunch of documents, I've reviewed it, I've called this person, I've checked with this person, I've contacted Spotify, contacted YouTube, I've done this, and after my findings, I can tell you that this is what is happening. So just a phone call was enough for you, the man of truth, to exonerate somebody. And for you to place your platform, your personality, your integrity, if you have anyone, on the board, to be slayed by somebody that you didn't even ask for any iota of evidence to support his claim. But I have some very genuine questions for you, and I need you to answer it. 1. Did you even ask 40% what company he signed Cynthia Morgan with? In the email that I sent to you, the header shows Northside Music Inc. artist recording. There was no punctuation in between, so I'm not going to remove the artist recording. It could be a full company name. In the document where 40% signed specifically, it mentioned Northside Music. No limited, no Inc., nothing. Right? So the very first thing in any contract is to understand the legality of the contract. So which company signed the contract with Cynthia Morgan? Because you used the letterhead, which I mentioned in my email to you. The letterhead of Northside Entertainment Limited was used. And two other companies was referenced in the contract, which is Northside Music Inc. Artist Recording and Northside Music. So first question is, what company signed Cynthia Morgan? Right? Did you ask that? Okay, good. You mentioned that 40% didn't really see any hype in Cynthia Morgan. He just wanted to help. He's been in music. Northside Entertainment Limited was opened 2007. He understands what the contract means. He's been in music way before. If he didn't see any potential in Cynthia Morgan, he would not have signed Cynthia Morgan. So he was ready to put his money into something he didn't believe in. Is that what you're making us understand? Okay, let's give you guys the benefit of the doubt. He didn't believe in her. He signed a nonsense paper in 2013. Northside Music Limited was opened in 2015. 2015. Did 40% decide to now make it a legal contract? Call the artist and say, we need to restructure this because when I brought you on board, this was what I was thinking. But now that things are very structured, let's do this properly. Did he do that? No, he didn't do that. And also, there was a court case in 2020 where Cynthia Morgan was asking for the audit of the account. Did you ask 40% why till today he has not given an audit of the account? Even when Punch newspaper reached out to 40%, he said he's not going to talk about it, right? Did you ask all these questions, right? So it's very terrible, right? But like I said, I don't care about you. I don't know you and I don't even want to know you. But since you said that you have accepted the 30 million naira bet, because it's also very awkward. When I made my video, I was addressing content creator. So how did content creator leave the matter and they gave it to you? Like I said, I know that they already see that content creator is very unstable. That's why they've given it to you. So when somebody sent me your video, right, I'm not going to run away from what I said. I've sent you a very comprehensive email that I'm going to be adding on as overlay for this my video, and I will take people through it, right? And I will try not to read it in details, but I mentioned very specific details about it. And I said, hello George and team, it was brought to my notice on your Instagram post on 8/15/2026. The post description is quoted on the image below. So I gave you your post to tell you where I'm coming from. And then I told you that I humbly bring to your notice that the contract was signed 12th of October 2013 with two named companies on the contract, namely Northside Entertainment Limited, a letterhead reference, as well as Northside Music Inc. artist recording that was shown on the header, right? So without beating around the bush, I've told you that first of all, we need to establish the legality of the engagement between Cynthia Morgan and 40%. So 40% should tell us what company did you sign Cynthia Morgan with and what company has been receiving the royalty payment on Cynthia Morgan. Because how can we start looking at the books when we don't even know what company the money is going to come through or has been coming through? So that is there, and I'm not going to read through it, but I've given you a breakdown, and I've told you, don't take my word for it. I'm going to be engaging PwC. They're a very reputable company. I will pay. Don't worry. Don't stress yourself. I will pay. I only said that the contract or agreement will contain that you will pay me back every money that I spend. If, according to my email, I said, however, as part of this, a contract will be signed that after the audit and forensic examination, if diversion, concealment, material under accounting, undisclosed receipt, false accounting is found, you will reimburse me wholly and partly expenses that I accrue on this journey. So yes, it's okay. We'll do the 30 million, but Follow the email that I've sent to you. It's very comprehensive. Involve your lawyer and then revert to me. I'm ready. I'm not running away. Moreover, you knew who made the content. You knew my page. So you could have just reached out to me like I did to you. When I saw your video, I reached out to you via email. That's how things are done in a logical environment. So the ball is in your court. Respond to that. I don't want to make this issue about you and Cynthia Morgan because I don't care. Because Cynthia Morgan saw the contract that she signed. But if you want for us to make it an issue, we're ready. And let's dig it out. Let's dig every single thing out. Have a wonderful day.